How's it going, y'all? Today's video is sponsored by EA, and what I want to do today is go over the new tricks, the replay editor, the new settings, and some other things in Season 2 of Skate, just to get you started off on the right foot. Help speed things up just a little bit for you so you're familiar, but I don't want to spoil too much either. So to start, we're going to take a look at an edit that I filmed this week and a media build of the game. Pretty sick. We have keyframes in the replay editor now, along with some other features. Full disclosure, some of those clips that had vignetting and fisheye, I filmed those in Skate, but I applied some post-processing to put the vignetting on and the fisheye effect. Currently in the replay editor, there is only wide angle and long lens possible. So when I shoot wide angle, it looks more like this in a line. I'm using an FOV of 90 right here. Typically, I'm at 80 to 90 for wide angle. And then when I film long lens in the replay editor, it looks like this. And I am typically anywhere from 5 FOV to about 35, just depending on how close to the skater I am. When I want to film fisheye and process that in DaVinci Resolve to add that fisheye effect and the vignetting, I am actually filming at an FOV of 130. And then I take that clip into DaVinci Resolve and I apply all that post-processing stuff. I'll leave all that for another video one day. And when it comes to how to use keyframes, that likely warrants another video also. If I had any tips for the replay editor, keep your keyframes spaced pretty evenly apart. Don't put them too close together. Try not to move the camera too much from point A to point B to C to D. And think about it like a human is actually filming your skater. Some other tips is don't be afraid to delete keyframes and reapply and update those keyframes. It definitely takes a few tries when you're filming a clip to really make it look good. It takes practice for sure. I've been doing this a long time and I'm still not the best at it. So that is replay editor. Next thing, let's talk about impossibles and 360 shuvits. So we are here at Rolling Waves and you can see it looks very different now. Let me put on the gamepad real quick. I'm gonna show y'all how to do impossibles. So you hold down on the right stick and just scoop 360 degrees. I find that the quicker you do it, like the sooner you let go of the stick, the better it looks. If you hold on too long or do it slow, that ends up happening. It tries to do like a double impossible, but you can do regular impossible, front foot, nollie stuff. And then of course, if you're in switch, you can do them in switch. You can do them in fakie. Whoops. And you can also do them out of grinds. You can also do double impossibles, like held ones like that. So that's pretty cool. Along with that, they updated 360 shuvits. So when you do a 3 shove, your foot no longer hangs down there near the board and looks like an impossible. I don't know if they updated the animations on other 360 shoves, but they all do just feel a lot better. I find sometimes I accidentally do an impossible. You probably saw that right there. And I just make sure when I'm doing my impossibles, I'm holding straight down when I do the scoop. And when I do my 3 shoves, I hold a little diagonally and just let go at about 9 o'clock on the right stick. So those are looking really good, I think. All right, we're here at the flat bar, and the next thing I want to talk about are some settings. So if we go into our settings and we scroll over to trick toggles, you're going to see a new setting called grind lean exits. When I have this on, you'll see if I do just like a backsmith and I hold left, I'll pop over that side of the rail. But if I turn grind lean exits off, you can see I just lean into that smith grind. And in another video, I said I would probably toggle between both settings, but I've actually been leaving it off because if I lean and press B, I'll pop over. And so you can actually do all your double grinds and stuff, you know, my back tail, the smith. I can still do that with grind lean exits off. So I just leave that off now 100% of the time. And I have my bumper for B. And so if I want to go over the rail, I just press B. Works pretty good. So the next setting I want to talk about is maximum pump strength. This is a setting you can adjust to limit the maximum speed gained from pumping. So I've been running this at 75, but I don't want to confidently say that that's where you should put it yet. I'm still playing with it. So what I like about the pump speed of 75% is that I still can gain a lot of speed. It just takes a couple more pumps usually to get up there. It just feels a little more realistic, and I also don't feel like I gain as much speed when I kind of miss a pump. So like it feels a little more based in realism. But as you can see here, I'm still able to pump and gain speed. It takes a little bit more effort. So, you know, give 75 a try. If I end up changing it though, I'll let y'all know. But right now this is feeling pretty good to me. So back up here, the top of rolling waves, the next setting I want to talk about is going to be under gameplay and under controls. Hold fakie stance. If you don't know, this is where when you do a 180 into your switch stance, you will hold a fakie stance. And this lets you do fakie tricks and lets you do switch tricks. And it just inverts your controls. So to do switch, you do nollie inputs, and to do fakie, you do ollie inputs. Through the whole entire series of Skate, we have not been able to push when we are in that held fakie or true switch stance. But now, if you go down to hold fakie push and you turn this on, you can push and maintain that held fakie stance. So if I power slide, you know, come to a little bit of a stop here, and I start pushing, I go right back into that stance. And if I want to get out of that stance, since you used to be able to push or just tap the push button to get out, just double tap B or double tap circle if you're on PlayStation. And yeah, you know, see if I'm in this like regular stance but in held fakie stance, which I don't want to be in, you just tap the circle or the B and get out. This is useful too when you like cancel a no comply, because you also land in held fakie stance currently. So just double tap B and you get out. Pretty sweet. So in your settings under gameplay and trick toggles, you'll see late flips right here. I usually keep this off so that I don't accidentally do them when I'm filming and stuff, but I have it on right now. And I want to talk about it because the developers have revamped these a whole lot. Used to not be able to do late shoves like that on flat ground, I believe. And yeah, it just looks so much better. Here, I'll do a few. They look and feel really good, so I am happy to see that. It really just feels like we're getting a lot of stuff that we didn't necessarily know was coming. And what I've been told is that these are all kind of like first passes at this sort of stuff, so it's not necessarily the final product or the last time they're going to update things like this. So keep that in mind. Another thing, another new trick, we have hand plants now. So If we go up here and do a hand plant, whoops. If we go up here and do a hand plant, you can see we now can tweak these out like that. And you can hit them front side and back side to get different tricks. So there's your back side. And then here's your front side. And tweak them out different ways. And then you can also do one-footed ones. So take your foot off. You can take your other foot off. And if you hold B, you can take both of your feet off. So that's pretty neat. They look good. They said we had 2 hand plants before, and now with the variations and everything, we have 16. So pretty sweet. You might have noticed as I'm like skating around here too, of course, Rolling Waves looks very different, but there's also leaves everywhere. So previously when we were in like the 7-ply maple harvest event in the community centers, we had piles of leaves, but none of that stuff ever came out into the world. But now we can see there are leaves because it is still fall. So you can see all this stuff just laying around. So part of the visual updates was just adding a little bit more kind of lived in feel to the world. There's more trash, there's more texture on the ground, the sidewalks, and leaves. This is again something they said was a first pass on. It is not the last and final update. And I was also told that a lot of this stuff is seasonal. So maybe Rolling Waves changes again. So just keep in mind that this stuff will update over time too. And then another thing I want to show off kind of in a similar vein is if we go into the replay editor and we go into free cam, you can see here when you look at my face and I zoom in, you can see a ton of texture. So, I mean, I feel like I can see my pores, all that stubble. The update to character models is actually pretty awesome. It's way more than it kind of looked like in those character models they posted on social media. But overall, I'm pretty happy with how this looks. And again, I was told first pass, not the final. So something they're working towards. Full disclosure, I am in a media build as I'm filming this right now, so I don't have everything unlocked. All of these new areas, except for the tunnel, are on top of buildings and I can't fast travel to them. So I'm gonna leave skating those for another video, another gameplay video. But if we take a look real quick and just kind of go through the map, this is Casper Hotel. There's a new pool up there and a little plaza next to it. There is a new place to skate on top of a lot of buildings. So this building, this building, this building. There's stuff to skate on MCore Tower now, like this big roll in, and you hit this scaffolding here, land in this scaffolding sort of stuff. There are new plazas. There's a plaza right here. There's a rooftop that's skatable here. There is a little plaza right here. There is new stuff to skate on. I don't know if I pointed that one out, but that one right there. And there's new stuff on this building. I think that was all of them. I've also noticed that there are spots in the world where like things were unskateable, like the pole jam that was in my edit. They have updated a few things like that to make them just a little more skatable, a little different. So just be on the lookout for all that stuff. But overall, I feel like season 2 was a big leap forward. And in my communication in the council, again, it's all like, this is just the beginning. This is just the first pass. It's going to come with time. We are on build 0.29.1 on December 2nd. I think it'll be, I'm pretty happy with this. I'm looking forward to the future. I will see y'all next time. Peace.